know some of you are already on campus, or you're in the process of moving in, you already moved in, you're leaving next week, whatever the case may be. This is such an exciting time, and I really wanted to sit down and get this video out for you before classes started. So here's some last minute tips that every freshman should know. So I've been hearing from all over and getting so many messages of people being nervous, and that is such an okay emotion and such just something normal to feel. I was so nervous, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm nervous right now, and that is really the main gist of what I want to tell you. Everyone from well, especially freshmen and sophomores, and then I'm gonna say some juniors. I know some people aren't gonna feel this way, but I know for myself as a junior, even I'm feeling a little nervous. Even I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm new on campus, even though I've already been there. And I know it's easy to look at the upperclassmen and be like, wow, like you matriculated through Howard so well, you did this so well, but like, we're kind of all on the same playing field right now. And I think that's really comforting to know, and I think it's really comforting to know that all of the freshmen are even in the same boat as you, all of the sophomores are in the same boat as you. Everyone's gonna be re-meeting each other, everyone's gonna be figuring it out at the same time. Freshman week is the best week of all time. I know that it's, well, except for homecoming, but I know that everyone has like a little bit of a different move-in date. Same, but different. Freshman week is very fun, but I've also been getting a lot of questions about parties to avoid, places to avoid, and I think to generalize my answer, I'm just going to say, be street smart. Truthfully, there is no direct answer. I went to many parties freshman week, and some of them were sus, some of them were fun, some of them got shut down. Every single party group at some point is going to be a little bit unorganized or a little sus, or you're gonna feel like, oh, like, is this party actually gonna happen? At some point, you're gonna be standing outside a club and be like, oh shoot, like, am I actually gonna get into this? Another thing, okay, you have to have your state ID. Do not just bring your Howard Bison ID. That was another question I'll talk about, but do not just bring your ID to these parties. You have to have your state ID. I ran into so many issues. I'm not gonna tell you what I did to get in. You can DM me if you really wanna know, because I don't know if I should put that out on the internet, but bring your state ID, because there were many times I was without my state ID and it was not a fun situation. So you have to bring your state ID, and if you're not 18, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get into these parties. They're not gonna let you in. So figure that out however you want to figure that out. I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do, but you have to be 18 and you need to have your state ID. But again, as far as places to avoid, things to avoid, if you see a dark street and one of the sides has more lights than the other, walk on the side with the bright lights. If you see a group of weird men standing somewhere, go the other way. Obviously, don't walk near them, don't entertain them. And please never go anywhere alone. This goes for my ladies, this goes for my boys, this goes for anyone, whoever. Please walk with someone. I would go to get my nails done, I would sometimes go to the grocery store or go to the coffee shop. Whatever I was doing alone, I made sure that I knew the route, I made sure I knew my surrounding areas, I made sure I knew every other twist and turn that I could take to possibly get to my location, and I kept a straight face on. I'm from New York, I know how to do this. I was not walking around like da 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 on my phone. I had little like AirPods in, but I was very much like walking, you know what I mean? Like, I know where I'm going, I'm gonna be safe, I got this. Very stern, like confident in myself. I'm not like walking like this down the street like, you know, like that is when you get unsafe. So please just be street smart. DC is a city. If you're not from any major city and you're not really acclimated to this street smart type thing, I recommend you talk to people who are, or look it up online, something, because you can be unsafe if you're not being cautious, if you're not being aware. So just be aware. And again, with those freshman week parties, I really wouldn't think too much about it. I know because it's the first big event, it's very stressful, and I know a lot of parents want to know, where should I send them, where should I not? But trust me, your kid got this, you've got this. If you feel in your gut that this is not a right thing for you to do, just don't go to it. I promise you it's not the end all be all to go to one party freshman week. There's going to be hundreds of parties throughout the rest of the semester and throughout the rest of your college career. Be yourself, be ready to be open with people. Again, every single person is in the same boat. Even if you've met them on social media, you're gonna re-meet them in real life. I swear the first like 3 months of Howard is just, hey, where are you from? What's your name? You're introducing yourself. Oh, have your Howard intro ready. Make sure you have your Howard intro ready. So your Howard intro is going to be your name, your classification, your major, and your hometown. So for me, hi, my name is Maya Guardino. I'm a junior TV and film production major from Westchester, New York. Very simple, boom, 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 you gotta get it done. You're gonna have to say this at the beginning of most of your classes. This is gonna be how you're gonna speak to people. Obviously, don't be as robotic if you're introducing yourself to another classmate, but like professors, or if your professor says, oh, introduce yourself, that is the intro that you're gonna give. Or if you run into anyone important on campus, make sure you have your Howard intro ready. But going back to freshman week, going back to meeting new people, in my experience, I did not come across anyone who was rude. I did not come across anyone who didn't want to speak. At least like the first month, everyone, and I mean everyone, is very inclined to just come up to you and just be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, what's up? Like, it's a really fun time, but it's definitely a time to get to know everyone, find your friend group. And also, don't be upset if you don't have your freshman week friend group, because I promise you, those people are not probably going to be friends like a month from now. I experienced it myself. Not that I'm not friends with the people that I was hanging out with for freshman year, but they're not my best friends, you know what I mean? I did go off and find other people as the year went on, and as did they. There's another quick tip, something that I found really useful. If you can raise your bed, do so. So I raised my bed to the highest setting that it could go, and I had to jump up there, but it was pretty fun. And then I stuck little dressers under there. So I think I had 3 or 4 dressers under there, and that is how I fit all of my clothes, because the little closet wasn't cutting it. So if you have the option and you need more space, definitely lift your bed. The beds automatically have these risers. There's just gonna be little clips on each 4 sides. You probably will need help to do this, but you could just lift it, put it on the next leg, lift it, put it on the next one, and super easy, really convenient, and you have a lot of storage under there, which is nice. Mailing is through your dorm, so it does take a little longer. If you need something, you're gonna have to order it like a month in advance. Sometimes it could get a little ridiculous how long you have to wait, but I know that there's a long like sorting process. So just because your package says that it was delivered, it has to then get processed through Howard Mail, and then it's gonna go to your dorm, and then from your dorm it's gonna go to you, and I believe it's distributed by RAs or the front desk. It's different for every single dorm, and again, I'm sure with COVID and different precautions, it's gonna be different this year too. And then if for some reason your dorm has some issue with the mail, it is gonna go to like the main mail hub package thing, which is just right behind Towers. Not that far from campus, but like if you're staying at Drew, it is going to be a little bit of a walk over there to get your mail, but it could be a little bit of a tedious process, but you will get your mail eventually. Just like, you know, keep an eye on it, make sure you have that tracking number, and like keep checking for it. Okay, last thing with the dorm, visitation is a real thing. I know when people hear visitation, they think I'm talking about like jail or something. No, visitation is a real thing in the dorms. I'm not gonna lay out every single little rule, because again, I'm not entirely sure what it's gonna be. I'm sure with COVID, it's gonna be even stricter than it was my year. So there is going to be periods in the semester when you cannot bring anyone in. You can't bring friends in, you can't bring people from other dorms. You won't be able to have people like sleep over the night, like literally nothing. Visitation is a real thing, I promise you. It is for your safety, and it is for the betterment of you as a student. It's very annoying, but also don't get frustrated when you get there and your RA is like, you can't have people here, you can't do that, you can't do this. Like, it's annoying, it's stressful, I understand, trust me, I get it, but again, it's literally for your betterment. You're gonna be a junior and look back and you're gonna be like, oh crap, I'm so thankful I wasn't able to just bring anyone in at any hour of the day. Like, I promise you, it is for your benefit. Another big thing that you're gonna wanna keep track of and know where it's at all times is your Bison One card. So you're gonna wanna hold on to this just like you hold on to your state ID, just like you're gonna hold on to a debit or credit card or your room key, whatever. You wanna hold on to this card too. This is the card that's gonna get you clearance into buildings. This is the card that's gonna get you into Blackburn. This card literally has money on it, and if you don't have it right away, like right at the beginning of freshman week, don't freak out, it's all cool. You just need to have your ID number. So it's going to be at and then a long list of numbers. I know it seems insane, you're like, how am I going to remember that? But I promise you remember it pretty easily, and you're also going to need that at all times. I've had situations where I had to give my ID number to a professor, or if you don't have your Bison One card, you would give it to them in the caf to be able to get in to eat. I really don't remember what time it opened, whether it was 11 or 12, but I think it was 12. But I remember if I got there at 12, I would not actually get into the caf till like 12:15, 12:30, because the lines were always so long at that time because everyone is starving. So if you're not in class and you want to eat earlier in the day, get there at like 11:45, even 11:50. You still have to wait a little bit, but it's better than having to wait in the long line. Literally, it's going to be from the entrance of the caf all the way up like the stairs. It's ridiculous sometimes. So make sure you're there early if you have the chance to, or make sure a friend is getting there early and they can go and sit. Honestly, the caf was a big social aspect for me freshman year, and I know for a lot of other people it was very heavily like a freshman sophomore type hangout thing. I never really saw upperclassmen there, but honestly, I think everything is going to be so different than my freshman year, because again, like I said, the juniors haven't been there either, the seniors haven't been there either. So I kind of feel like the culture for freshmen is going to kind of just be for everyone, which could be good and bad, because I think things are going to be very crowded, but I think it's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be a great way to kind of get every single class involved with each other. And the last little things I want to leave you with is, one, trust your gut. trust your instinct. You're in a new environment, you're meeting new people. If you don't have like a great relationship with anyone going into that, I know it can be so nerve-wracking. And if your gut is telling you don't do something, if your gut is saying, oh, I don't want to go out tonight, don't go. It is more than okay. If you truly do not feel like the activity you're taking part in or that your friends are taking part in is something that you want to do, do not feel pressure to do it. It is okay to say no. I promise. It is hard. I know it's hard, but it is more than okay to say no. Don't feel like you have to just go along with everything to like make friends. I'm a big planner. I like to know every little thing like down to the T. Like I need to do that, but going to Howard, I really had to let go, and I had to realize like I'll figure it out. All the information that you need will be presented to you at a specific time, even if it's a little later than you actually need it and the deadline's tomorrow. That might happen, but that is just like, you will figure it out. Try to not stress about it. Try to not be too anxious. Seriously, you've got this. Like, I believe in you. Freshman year is so incredibly fun. So for now, those are all of my freshman year tips, but I'm literally leaving today to go to Howard as well, so that will be my next video. So I'll see you on campus. I'll be there. It's gonna be fine. You guys got this. It's gonna be great, and I'll be vlogging and having a fun time, and I hope to see you there. So yeah, that's the end of this. Good luck.